Yeah, most people never get to see firsthand how things really work here in California's state capital, where a one-party Democratic supermajority has a lot of power. Well, tonight, we're giving you a glimpse through the eyes of two California parents who watched as your elected officials played politics with their daughter's memory.
I miss those days. Just the girls always being here and laughing and just having fun.
It's been 5 years since Christine Capilouto found her 20-year-old daughter slumped over sideways, still sitting on the floor in front of her mirror where she'd been taking off her makeup the night before.
This friend just got married.
Alexandra was home from college for a visit.
They're all growing up without her.
She was having trouble sleeping and made the fatal decision to buy a prescription pain pill on Snapchat.
We were completely blindsided.
These home surveillance videos are the last images of Alexandra alive, holding what she thought was Percocet. The dealer later admitted he knew it was laced with fentanyl.
Soon after Alex died, we came up with this idea of an admonishment.
A documented warning for people convicted of fentanyl crimes that if they deal fentanyl again and if someone dies, they could be charged with murder. It was intended to mirror the warning drunk drivers get when they're convicted of a DUI, credited with dramatically decreasing drunk driving deaths.
In order to hold a drug dealer accountable for a death, you have to prove that they were aware of those dangers.
They named their warning Alexandra's Law.
Good morning.
Alexandra's parents just wanted to save others from the same fate. Instead, they got a masterclass in California politics.
As you can imagine, I'm frustrated to be here again.
Alexandra's Law was introduced 5 times in 4 years, and it never got past the public safety committees.
I think people don't understand how this process works, and it first has to get out of committee, which just consists of a handful of people.
I will continue to not be supporting this bill today.
Opponents like Bay Area Senators Scott Wiener and Nancy Skinner worry that people who don't realize they're selling fentanyl could also get the admonishment, like young people at parties with friends.
As parents, I would welcome that warning.
But if they do it again as an adult, they could face murder charges.
Makes sense to me. They were clearly aware of the dangers.
What do you say to those folks who say Alexandra did something illegal too?
They're right, and she paid a price. She took half of this pill before going to bed, and it killed her within minutes. A poor choice, the evil choice, was by that man who chose to risk her life to make a few dollars, and that person bears accountability.
More than 100 people testified at this final Senate public safety hearing, most in support of Alexandra's Law.
I'm standing here on behalf of all the brown and black moms. Jeff.
And Zach.
And Cameron.
Merrick.
My heart breaks knowing that had this passed 4 years ago, their kids might be alive today.
In a show of bipartisan support, 22 senators, both Republican and Democrat, signed on as co-authors, along with dozens more from the Assembly.
If we could have got it to the floor for a vote, it would have passed.
But first, it had to get through these 4 senators on a committee that killed Alexandra's Law before.
You may disagree with this, but at least let them weigh in on it.
Instead, this time,
Senator Wahab.
the Democrats on the committee,
Bradford.
simply didn't vote.
Skinner.
They sat silent,
Wiener.
killing Alexandra's Law a final time without a single vote against the bill on the record. Senator Aisha Wahab, the committee chair, wasn't even there.
We don't elect these people to go to Sacramento to not vote.
So Matt decided to bring it to the voters, attempting to let the public vote on Alexandra's Law themselves.
We'd like to file this ballot initiative.
Okay.
But unlike lawmakers who can vote to put something on your ballot, everyday Californians must gather more than 500,000 signatures to qualify.
It's expensive.
He quickly realized he and his group of fellow bereaved parents couldn't do it alone.
So that didn't work out, but we were fortunate.
Californians for Safer Communities, a group of district attorneys, retailers, and crime victims, offered to add Alexandra's Law to their ballot measure, which is now Prop 36, intended to increase penalties for some theft and hard drug offenses.
Yeah, that was...
They had more than enough money and signatures to qualify.
Victory.
Yeah, finally something going our way.
But the victory was short-lived.
I don't think there's a need to have it on the ballot.
The governor fought hard to keep Prop 36 off the ballot, arguing lawmakers should decide on these policies, not voters.
I think it's a better approach to governing.
Then Alexandra's parents
It's
watched
disgusting.
as the governor and Democratic leaders
I defiled my daughter.
used their daughter's name.
There's a fake Alexandra's Law.
Newsom and Democratic leaders introduced a competing ballot measure with a different version of Alexandra's Law, intended to kill the real Alexandra's Law already in Prop 36.
No one here, not the governor, not the author, No one from the majority party had the courage to call Matt and ask him if you could use her name in this language.
There were audible gasps among lawmakers on the assembly floor when Placer County Assemblyman Joe Patterson revealed leadership had never asked permission to use Alexandra's name.
We've been trying to get an interview with you.
This is Senator Wahab, the chair of the Public Safety Committee that killed the real Alexandra's Law without a vote. Then she included Alexandra's name without permission in the bill she authored for the governor's ballot measure.
I know. So just quick question. Did you know that the governor added Alexandra's Law to your bill, Senator, without asking her parents' permission?
She declined multiple interview requests and refused to speak with us at the Capitol. And when the sergeant passed her our note on the Senate floor, which is how reporters can request interviews during floor session, she handed it back and then added her name to a short list of senators who refused to take cards on the floor.
You know, what I've been able to see firsthand is just how there's an abuse of power.
Alexandra's parents believe the decision to play politics with their daughter's memory
Hi, Matt. My name is Dana Williamson. I'm Governor Newsom's chief of staff.
came from the very top.
I just called to apologize that we didn't reach out to you about the Alexandria's Law.
Mispronouncing Alexandra's name only added insult to injury. But shortly after Newsom's chief left that voicemail,
That battle was won.
the governor pulled his competing ballot measure,
War's not over. We still need to get this passed.
leaving the real Alexandra's Law as the only Alexandra's Law on this year's ballot.
Finally, we won a battle.
In the meantime, they continue supporting other families through their nonprofit Stop Drug Homicide.
Come to order. Court is now in session.
We accompanied them to hear the verdict in California's third ever fentanyl murder jury trial.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant not guilty of second-degree murder as
which they believe demonstrated the need for Alexandra's Law.
Less than 2% of all drug deaths result in the conviction of a drug dealer.
But a lot has changed since Alexandra died.
Her daughter told her mom that
Through stories like hers,
she was going to do something to save lives.
more people now know
I believe she has now.
one pill can kill.
Now, the governor's office declined multiple requests to sit down with us for an interview, but in a written statement, they called Alexandra's parents' advocacy admirable.